There we go. Good morning. Good morning from the office. As you can see, you don't see what you don't see is your buddy BKP. BKP is taking a much needed rest. I'm not going to tell you where he is, but one thing I'm going to tell you that you don't want to miss tomorrow's show. You're going to be in for a surprise. He's going to be at a secret location somewhere. So I don't know if we're going to have a contest to guess where he's at or not. But anyway, I'm joined this morning by the lovely Jane. Jane is my Friday compatriot from the All-Star panel. Bruce is traveling this week, so he won't be with us on Friday. But I trust Jane will be there. We'll be at beautiful downtown Blue Ridge to do you think, what's the weather going to be like this Friday? Is it supposed to rain all week? Do you know?
No.
It's not.
First commercial, I'll look it up. I don't know.
Anyway, we're delighted to be here this morning substituting for Brian. He, if memory serves me, he attended one of those campaign parties. What do they call it? A coming out party? No, he wasn't at a coming out party, was he?
I wouldn't doubt it.
No, I think he went to Canton last night to be with some friends.
Oh.
And he speaks very highly of that group down there, the Republican group. They wanted to get together as a group and watch the Trump rally. Did you watch the Trump rally?
I did, every word.
Never missed it?
Did not miss it.
It was pretty special, wasn't it? Tell me, before we go there, Josh, I know Brian always does one thing. He lets the folks know how to get a hold of us. Why don't we do that? There we go. There's our at Fetcher News. That's the Instagram. We got the Twitter account up there at Fetcher News at FYNTV. And then you can always catch the replay if you don't have time to watch us live on the YouTube channel, FYNTV Fetcher News. So thank you, Josh. I know that Brian was taking screenshots last night, and he's got all kinds of pictures teed up as he normally does during his show. You know, he calls us at the last minute, so we don't have the time to get up at 4:30 in the morning. What time did you get up this morning?
You know, I'm looking forward to my nap after this. I really am. I got up, my alarm went off at 6.
Atta girl.
I always have to snooze one time.
Okay.
To get mentally prepared.
Okay.
So I got up at 6:10.
So your day is ruined if you don't get that.
It's not as good as it ought to be
Okay,
if I don't
okay.
get it. So
All
I
right.
had, and so I started getting ready at 6:30, and here I am, right on time.
Well, you were right on time this morning. We met along the road, and I looked at my wife. I said, "Let's meet at 7:20," and sure enough, a bingo 7:19. I see the headlights turning in, and I'm going, "That girl is on it." Well, I'm glad you're here with me. I appreciate you
It's
coming
gonna
in
be fun.
and spending a couple hours. We're gonna cover a few things. Yeah, I took a before we get to the Trump rally, which we want to cover. We'll highlight some of the things. We'll show some pictures. We'll show a little reaction to how the other side, or the, I don't want to call it the dark side.
I don't know why not.
That's what I like. Just speak your mind, girlfriend. We've got Josh will throw some pictures up. We'll react, but and then I just got back from the left coast, from Los Angeles, visiting my older daughter, my older child, who happens to be my daughter. And she and her family live in Los Angeles. So I've got some tales from the left to talk about. Jane and I have done a little digging into a piece that was done by a guy that we both really love and respect and listen to, Victor Hansen from the Hoover Institute. That guy is brilliant, isn't he?
He is. And he is just so calm, cool, collected. Everything just sounds like it falls right out of his
Never
brain.
let him see you sweat, right?
No.
That's got to be his motto.
And he puts his thoughts together so beautifully.
Cogent.
Really, he's good.
That's a good term, isn't it? Cogent.
I like that word, cogent.
I've got to be on my best behavior today because I'm sitting next to an English teacher.
Oh, that's true. But
know.
your grammar is really good.
We've got to, for those of you who are regular watchers, watch Jane and I every once in a while on Friday when we're with the All-Star panel, and Brian will say something, and I know that if I look at Jane, she's going to be looking at me going, "Really? Did he just say that?"
Not again.
Was that the proper declension of that verb?
Oh dear, Brian. He wants to get. He's doing okay.
He's doing great, and that's part of his persona. But I'll tell you, the guy is so well read, and he really digs in, and he's got an uncanny knack of kind of wiggling down the road and picking something up that a lot of people don't see.
His memory is remarkable. I mean,
It is.
with naming off these counties and these states, and I think he's a brilliant guy. I think he's really very smart, and I enjoy being with him.
I hope he's not watching this morning.
All
this
is.
is going
You
to
think
go to
he's
his
not
head.
watching?
I don't know. He told me he doesn't like to watch it when he's not doing it.
Really?
Yeah. Now, whether he's just laying that out there, I don't know. But
He's gonna watch.
You ought to watch this morning, Brian, because we're giving you some compliments.
Yeah.
Some of them were backhanded, but compliments nonetheless. Anyway, let's go back to we're going to talk about the California thing a little bit. I really would like to talk about, if you will, talk about your days in Arkansas a little bit and some of the connections that your family had with some of the prominent members that come out of that state, like the Clintons. Yeah.
Arkansas is a relatively small state, and
so everybody knows everybody, huh?
well, anyone who you can go to Little Rock and know people, and Hot Springs and know people, and then my family was very active in politics, and so one of my cousins married Patsy Thomason's brother. That's not too complicated. So Patsy Thomason, you may remember, is the woman who found Vince Foster dead in the office, I believe, and she was suspected of removing crucial files because Vince was going to expose Hillary, and that was pretty hairy there for a while. Of course, she got off scot-free. But
let me stop you there, because what I wanted to do was which you absolutely did brilliantly. You gave them a little tease into what we'll cover later.
All right.
Yeah, you gave them a great tease, though.
I know first 10 things.
She's
about
got
Bill
some
Clinton.
stuff, and I'm driving this morning, and I'm going, we got to talk about this. And she said, well, a lot of people don't.
They could kill me.
She's, God, she's got the goods, folks. So we'll see. That's what you got to stick around for. Stick around for the second hour, and we'll chat about that a little bit. And I'll ask you some questions, and you just say, no, I don't want to go there, or yeah, let's talk about that. So anyway, okay, back to Trump. Let's talk about what we saw last night: the good, the bad, and the ugly. Do you think it was a rehash of the same? Do you think that he changed his tune? Was he? Give me your synopsis. Give me in a nutshell what you thought, start to finish. Just go there.
Well, at first I thought maybe it's going to be a rehash, but I really didn't think it was, because he was more in campaign mode. He's been campaigning since he won, with all these rallies. But he was very intense. And what I noticed is that last night he brought up more of the crimes and indiscretions of the Democrats in a much more straightforward way. He was throwing out Hillary, about the emails, he went on, and about spying. I mean, he laid it out, and he kept saying, notice, I don't know, but we'll find out. We'll find out. He knows everything, and I keep telling my friends I believe it's going to come out. But so I think he was just preparing everyone. I think he's serious. I don't know if Hillary's going to jail. I hope she does. But I thought he was so intense. He brought up very succinct points, and I just really took notes as I went. I don't know how the Democrats are going to counter anything that he's done, how they can do better. How can they do better than the jobs he's done, the factories have come back? What are they going to say?
That's a brilliant point, and it'll all bear out. I don't know what kind of attack they're going to they will take when they do these debates. Is Biden going to still act like the guy who is already won the nomination, and he's going after Trump, or are they going to start eating their own?
I hope they start eating their own, but I'm going to watch those debates. Usually I just ignore them because I can't stomach it, to be honest.
I hear you.
But I'm going to watch those two debates. What nights are those? Tell everyone.
Josh had I think Josh had a graphic that shows the candidates and when the first debate is. What was it? There you go. Night 1, June 26th, 9 p.m.
Everyone, don't miss it. You have to see these people and what they stand for, and I hope you watched the Trump speech. And if you haven't, go on YouTube and watch that rally last night. Because when these stand up, they've got to decide if they chop each other's heads off or if they're going to just go after Trump. Trump. All of them are going to go after Trump. Biden said Trump, 75 times or 175 times?
Yeah, exactly. 76 times, I believe.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see their tact. I just can't wait, really.
Yeah, you see, that's night number 1. You see kind of one of the front runners.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, right in the middle, Elizabeth Warren. Then you got Beto next to her, and then Klobuchar. Some of those people I don't even know.
Obscure.
They go the other way. You got Castro, and then that's Cory Booker right next to Warren, correct?
So can you imagine the United States of America saying President Castro? Hussein was bad enough. I don't.
Josh, you have night 2? There's
right.
night 2. Guess who's right in the middle? Joe and Bernie. Buttigieg, Kamala Harris, Swalwell on the right, Gillibrand.
Who's the woman on the far left? I don't even recognize her.
I don't either. Do you know who that is on the far left there, Josh? I don't see it. I can't read that name up there. Marianne Williamson?
Williamson. Never heard of her.
Marianne Williamson. Well, I don't know. It's going to be interesting. It's almost like a round robin in baseball, huh? Then you pick a winner out of that, and then they come together and they spar. I don't know. It's going to be something to watch, to say the least. But
so, what do you think? They're going to trounce on Trump? Or are they going to trounce on each other?
Well, I think they're going to spend a good bit of time going after the administration, current administration. What a bad job they've done, how dishonest they are, the deceit, the lies.
I think they protest too much.
Yeah, that's right. Someone said that once, right?
Yeah, someone said that.
It was interesting when you look at some of the clips of those candidates who have just, when they announced. Joe, I think, probably had the most number of people there, and he could barely scrape up 3,500 people.
I was surprised he got that many.
Did you see the numbers last night again in Orlando?
Unbelievable.
I mean, that place was jammed, even though the New York Times said, well, there were a lot of blue seats because they were leaving early. I don't believe it, folks.
Oh, please. the electricity in that room.
Yeah.
I mean, on Biden's, they're always close in on Biden, notice.
Right.
And the people are kind of around there, and there's no electricity. There's no.
It's just everything's monotone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's the
dead in the water.
There's the
Look at that.
What's Trump calling the failing New York Times? By the end of Mr. Trump's 76-minute speech, there were patches of blue seats. That's just hogwash. You know,
No.
I don't know what they were watching or where these blue seats were, or whether people were, maybe they went out to the bathroom. I don't know.
Yeah, he did make the comment. Well, they're going to see 2 or 3 blue seats. They're going to say we didn't fill the auditorium.
Yeah,
When
Josh,
there
did
were
you say
thousands-
something? Josh makes a great point. Were you on the show when or did I just hear that? Josh said, brilliant point. He said that what Trump ought to say is more people left his rally early, possibly, than even show up at the Democrat rallies. That was great.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good piece. You know, 120,000 applications for seats. And it was interesting. I was watching Fox and Friends early this morning. Finally, someone made mention of the fact that we've talked about all along, that in order to get an application in for a seat, you've got to give them a lot of information.
Really?
Yeah. And what
Never
they're
thought
doing,
about it.
what the Trump campaign is doing brilliantly, is collecting all that information so they can, get to those Florida voters.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you, Kushner is working again behind the scenes, and and they've got all of that. As an incumbent, he's got a whole lot more advantage than he did when he was coming out of the boxes. Just
Yeah. Did you hear Dana Perina kind of wrap it up?
I did, and that was
what he had?
well done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
Can you remember some of the points she was making?
He's got the kind of the bully pulpit. He's got all these people working for him.
Right.
He's
Was that
got
on the
plenty of
5
money.
last night?
No, it was a preamble. I think she was talking with Tucker Carlson. I
Okay.
believe.
Well, because she made
Just
that
before
point
the
earlier
speech.
in on the 5, I believe, and it was very well done. One of the few good points that she makes. Did I say that?
You said that. Listen, I'm on the fence with her.
I am too. I go back and forth.
I
I'm thinking to
am.
myself, well,
Well, she was with the Bush administration, and those Bushes are they have secrets that are pretty horrible. I hate to say that, people aren't.
no.
gonna believe me,
I've said it. I've said it before on the show.
But they've got issues,
They do.
Mm-hmm.
And
and she was a part of that, just very close.
she is. She's close, and she is very, very loyal. And you cannot fault her for loyalty.
Yeah, that's true.
Whether it's blind loyalty or not, we don't know. But it's
Just
loyal.
like I am to you.
That must be blind loyalty. 'Cause you don't know my dark secrets, do you?
I'm looking for one.
Oh me. That was good. 20,000 seats in the CNN CNN arena.
Oh Lordy!
What did I? What's that?
Freudian
arena?
slip.
Yeah.
or
What was that arena? Well, when I looked down at my
Oh
notes.
yeah, what was the arena?
When I looked down at
Google
my
or
notes, is-
not Amazon, but one of those is a company.
Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway.
regardless of what the name of it was full. And did you see the absolute beginning? Who introduced Trump and how classy that was? Melania.
She is
Isn't
wonderful.
she just? I mean,
She's so sincere. She means every word she says.
and the media absolutely just tries every way possible to demean that woman. I
Yes,
mean,
they do.
she's brighter by accident than most of those people
Right.
are on purpose.
And she's also very brave. That whole family is brave. Brave is a word we don't say much anymore.
No, you're right. You're right. And you put it in context of what has happened to people that are in a position where they have a lot of negativity around them from the other side. They literally, and I hate to go there, but let's call a spade a shovel. They put their lives on the line.
They do. You read my mind.
Every time they cross the street, they go out in public.
There've been, according to sources, there've been several attempts on Trump's life and his family's life.
Really?
Yeah. You talked to, is it Adam Schiff? Who's the...
Pencil neck?
No, Adam Schiff. No, sorry. It's the ex-CIA
Dan
agent.
Bongino?
No, that's he's on interviews now. It's I'm sorry, I can't think of his
No,
name.
I'll
get it. And he explains the deep state, the shadow government, perfectly. He tells how the corruption, and he said his life is in danger too. I'll get his name in the break, but you want to listen to that man talk. He tells you where the bodies are buried already on the.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah.
I'd like to.
I haven't sent you that yet.
Get more of that.
Yeah, it's good.
Going back to the rally, were you surprised at the amount of, and I'm going to use the word adoration,
It's a good word
that
for that.
that Sarah Sanders commands?
Listen.
When he introduced that lady, that place came unglued.
You know, what happened with her is the same thing that happened with Trump. They call a spade a shovel, or they come out and say, this is ridiculous. There's none of this mamsy-pamsy, and that's what America wants.
Exactly.
And that is just obvious.
Right.
That it's so refreshing, and you just want to stand up, and your team just made a touchdown, you know?
Yeah, exactly. She
so
pushed
refreshing.
back. The media couldn't stand it because they were being challenged.
By a woman.
Yeah, exactly. And didn't your heart break for her when they did that, when she went representing the administration, because Trump wouldn't go, to that roast that they do every year, you know, the press dinner or whatever, and they had that twit, whose thankfully career has been ruined because she was just such a nasty,
unbelievable,
nasty person.
It was just unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there's a book, Everything I Know I Learned in Kindergarten. She didn't go to kindergarten, and she didn't learn a thing. Rude is not the right word. It's just despicable is one word.
Yeah, I mean, don't they have a leash on these people, or don't they tell them, you know?
They helped them write these things, I'm sure. I mean,
someone had to know what she was going to say,
yeah,
right?
For sure.
And they allowed it.
They allowed it.
Yeah.
Do you recall when Trump and Hillary were both at some dinner for I think it was a Catholic priest in New York, and then Hillary gets up and says her thing, and Trump, he got pretty about her thing in Haiti, and the kids are missing. I mean, that was pretty, but they were true.
I remember
they weren't
exactly
jokes.
what that was.
They were true.
They do that every year, and it's called the Al Smith dinner, I believe.
That's it.
Is that correct?
That's it.
The Al Smith dinner, and it's a fundraiser for underprivileged children, I believe. Is that correct? Al Smith
Yes,
was
which is ironic because there's so much child trafficking coming out of Haiti. You know, I don't want to get into that.
No, I know exactly what you mean.
Find out.
One of the kind of the funny things that happened is Trump was talking about fake news and how fake news was so prevalent in what he calls the last 2.5-year siege, and all of a sudden, he pointed out there to all of the cameras and he said, "Look at all that fake news out there." And it was like on cue, the chant started, "CNN sucks."
I thought that's what they were saying.
And I'm telling you, and he just stepped away from the mic and he goes, "Okay, have at it." And I think we've got, I don't know if we've got a clip on that. I think we've got a clip that Josh can play for us about how CNN reacted to that when they were broadcasting the Trump speech live. Do you have that, Josh? Let's go to that clip and just see how they reacted when all of a sudden the chant came out, "CNN sucks." Go for it.
That is a lot of fake news back there. That's a lot. That's a lot. You know what I say? The amount of press we have tonight reminds me of the Academy Awards before it went political and their ratings went down the tubes. This was our chance to reclaim our government.
All right, we've been watching the president kick off his re-election bid. He's been on stage for about 6 minutes. Within 2 minutes, he did talk about the economy. About 4 minutes, it was attacks on the media. So.
About CNN.
Jane and I were sharing the audio over here. We can't hear it unless we've got an earpiece. So I happen to have two earpieces. So we were cuddled up over here listening to the sound. I don't know if it was evident in that clip or not, but the crowd was going crazy in the back. I mean, they were in unison and they were knocking it out of the park.
You know, if I'd thought about it, I would have put CNN on my iPad. It had been fun to watch them simultaneously, and you could hold and then hear what they say. It'd been a really fun experiment.
Back and forth, just to see what the interaction.
Yeah, the difference in hold it and
in the
still
response.
Do it, I guess, on YouTube.
Yeah.
How CNN reacts to all this, and that'd be interesting.
Did
you watch any of CNN's presentation?
I
didn't
did
either.
not.
I just can't stomach it.
I have it programmed out on my TV, actually.
Yeah.
There were, there were a lot of other points that we probably ought to bring up. Some of the highlights were the fact that he brought up all of the promises kept, and some of the things that stuck out in my mind were 107 judicial appointments to date.
What was Obama thinking, leaving 149? I think
149 were the openings. You're right.
And he wants control of the courts. What was he doing? Smoking a cigarette in the White House?
Sleep at the switch. Yeah, down with his.
Well, that was lucky for us.
Exactly, but that is a huge accomplishment, and count them, two Supreme Court judges.
Going to be more. Have you heard one word about Ginsburg? Have you heard one word? First she was dead. They showed an ambulance going out of her house. They have old pictures. They put pictures from 2 years ago of her in the airport, just insinuating or trying to let us infer that's her now.
Right.
And
you don't think she's assumed room temperature?
Wouldn't mind. That's horrible. No, but I haven't heard a word about her. She's here. She's there. I'm surprised. I don't watch CNN, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I hear you.
If she weren't sitting in the court, I guess we would have heard about that.
Yeah. Well, we bounced around a little bit in the first half hour. We're trying to stay on track here. We're having some fun. Jane and I we like to get together and just chit chat. So this is like coffee talk. Yeah. Talk amongst yourselves.
Cool.
We've been rambling here for about a half an hour, and when we come back after our break, we're going to just touch on a few more of the highlights from the Trump campaign speech last night. We're going to talk a little bit about his promises kept, what the overall message was again, and that's red meat to his base. That's immigration. We can talk a little bit about that. And then later on, as we spoke about earlier in the broadcast, Jane and I are going to try to get over on the left coast a little bit and talk about a piece that Victor Hansen put together. But we've got some sponsors to recognize. We want to take a pause for the cause. You need a break after listening to us for this last 30 minutes, but it's been fun in the first half hour, and it went fast. And we'll come back after these messages, and we'll talk about some more. So, Josh, take us to break, please.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's always Truck Month at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And with our maximum discount guarantee, nobody else comes close. Now save up to $11,000 off Silverado crew cabs, or choose 0% financing for 72 months, or save up to $7,000 off Colorado crew cabs. The new truck selection is huge, and the discounts are unbeatable at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where it's always Truck Month.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ellijay next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ellijay, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments.
She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey, we're back. The Rick and Jane Show. If you're looking for Brian, you're out of luck. He is not here today. He's taking a little rest and relaxation. We're not going to tell you where he is because we don't really even know. But there will be a surprise. He will be doing the show tomorrow. He'll be doing it from some location yet to be shared. It's already been determined. We just don't know what it is. So
very exciting.
Yeah, tune in tomorrow, and you'll be able to catch Brian. I don't know if he's going to be in the Himalayas, if he's going to be laying on the beach. I don't know where he is, but suffice to say, he'll make it exciting, and I'm sure he'll give you his perspective on last night's Trump rally, which he shared with some like-thinking folks in Canton last night, Canton, Georgia. He was down there, had dinner with them. I think the reason he went down probably was for the free meal. Well, we're delighted to be here. Josh showed them again how they can reach us if we want to. There we are. We've got the Instagram, we've got the Twitter account, and we've got the YouTube account. So you can also call in 24/7 on our hotline, 706-889-9700. Rick and Jane are coming to you from the office this morning. We got here a little bit late, so we didn't get to the green room to get our continental breakfast.
I ordered Eggs Benedict. Forget continental. I don't want a cinnamon roll. I need some.
Aren't Eggs Benedict the best?
Oh, my
little hollandaise.
gosh. Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Anyway, you're making me hungry.
Me too.
Let's get back to the the message at hand. Some accomplishments. We talked about the judges.
Yep.
107 appointments already. 6 million new jobs created. I guess they found the wand, Barack, because Barack said, what am I supposed to do, wave a magic wand to recreate these jobs? That's going to be the new norm, folks. They're never coming back. Ha!
Yeah, he said no factories are gone. They're just gone. You're going to have to learn how to do AI. You're going to have to learn, guys who usually make cars and work in factories. You're going to have to learn how to work behind the computer.
And we're going to put all this money into retraining everybody.
Right.
Right? That's what the coal miners want to do, right? Be retrained? No. They want to do what generations in the past have done in their families, and that is bring coal to the surface because it is our leading form of energy.
You know, I don't know why everyone can't see through the systematic plan that the Dems have of bringing our country down. And one of the statements Obama said, he's going to bring factories back and jobs. He can't do that. What does he think what is he thinking? Does he have a magic wand? He just can't do that. Well, 60,000 factories are back. But the fact that Obama could not see that far, he's supposed to be this futuristic genius, but it's all, they had a plan for totally taking our country down to a level with not even England. I think they wanted us below that.
No, they did not want to make America great again. What they wanted to do is they wanted to make excuses for our successes and do the apology tour, which is what they did, and go around and making excuses for, we are so sorry that we were the best for a while. Well, that's not going to happen anymore, folks. You know, that's why the flyover, folks, I call them the flyovers, between the East Coast and the West Coast, that's what energizes them. That's what energizes Trump's base. He puts it out there, he says he's going to do it, and they've never had a president that has delivered on promises. Like, how many presidents have said that they were going to move the capital of Israel?
Many. Way back, Reagan, it was back then. Was it before that? Why didn't they do it?
They were all campaign promises.
Think about it. Why didn't they? They never intended to do it. Deep State didn't want to do it. And even if the president campaigned on it and thought he was going to do it, when he got to be president, he found out he wasn't going to do it in no uncertain terms.
Because of why?
They're
because
controlled
they were being,
by the Deep State.
Yeah.
In my view.
Oh, yeah. No, I totally agree. You know, if there was a campaign promise by all these presidents, why wasn't it done? Why was it done this time? Because he's keeping his promise. It came in, as he would say, we've got a new embassy, we've got a new capital, we're in Jerusalem, and oh, by the way, folks, it came in under budget.
Way under budget.
That's right.
This is old news, but
talk about it.
When Obama said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Boy.
We know all that. We listened to it, and then people were saying, well, Jane, see, this is going to be fine. I didn't realize it was a bald-faced lie, and it was premeditated bald-faced lie, because there are many. Remember the guy that was caught saying, these people are so stupid, we're going to tell them that? Nothing ever came of that.
He was the architect of the plan.
Of the pulling the wool over everyone's eyes. We'll just lie to them. And he laughed about it. That was all over the news. Where is he now? Probably in the Bahamas somewhere. It just washed away because of the media.
Right.
Why? I don't understand why my liberal friends, do they not even see that on their channel, which they watch CNN, or are they just blind as a bat? It baffles me.
It does me too.
They're bright people.
It does me too. When you see that a tax cut and a reduction in regulations puts 3,000 tangible dollars back to every family.
Oh wow, he just went over that.
You wonder why in the world does that not resonate with everybody? Because they got one goal in mind, and that's they don't like this president. They want to destroy him at all costs, and be damned if it hurts the country doing it.
One thing that confuses me is why the Republicans don't hit this on the head in language that everyone can understand. Me, for one. But some people really just don't get the I want free college. We're going to give you free college. We're going to give you free medical. I mean, ask someone, I want a Mercedes. Ask me if I want a yacht. I'm going to give you a yacht. They can't give everything. They can't pay for it. But these people, especially the younger ones in college, think we're going to get free medical care. We shouldn't pay for it. Russia doesn't have to pay for it. England doesn't have to pay for it. Then you say everyone comes here, and they absolutely stop the conversation. It doesn't compute.
They have,
them. And everyone knows the numbers don't add up.
The progressive left, including Bernie, AOC, all of them, have brainwashed the younger generation into thinking that these are God-given, inalienable rights that they have. That they have a right to this and a right to that. I'm sorry. The only right that you've got is the life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Everything else is a privilege, damn it. And, you know, someone's got to pay for it. Whether it be you or myself or, you know, nothing is free.
So, sitting with a liberal relative of mine this weekend and my 13-year-old grandson, the liberal relative is 20. So my grandson that's 13 said, "What's this about when you die you have to pay taxes?" I said, "You mean the death tax? They're calling it now the inheritance tax. It is the death tax."
Exactly.
And so here's my liberal
20-year-old
over here, and she doesn't like to talk politics, but she was kind of trapped on the porch with the grandkids. So she looked at me and I said, "That is abominable. They want to take half of your money, blah, blah, blah." So then they say, because she's socialistic, right? And she's saying, so-and-so doesn't pay enough taxes and their taxes are too high and they're taking our money. I said, so Bernie is raising taxes. Kamala's got to raise taxes. The fake Indian woman's got to, and so I'm saying, I'm hoping she's listening because we're talking very calmly, and she was amazed that I, as a conservative, would say, yes, I don't like the death tax. Yes, if Google doesn't pay any taxes and we're paying 50% of our, is that fair? No, they need to pay more taxes. So she was going, whoa, I'm hoping something kind of slipped in there. But that's what we're up against.
I know.
More taxes.
Exactly. And it's the only way. It's just textbook progressive. You know, give to the poor, take from the rich. Give to the takers and take from the makers.
Just like our friend here, Hanson, he's saying California's becoming a third state. You can get into that, but there's an upper class and there's a lower class. There's no middle class, and that's what it is in the communistic, socialistic countries. Period.
Exactly. Some of Trump's other winners, NAFTA, got rid of NAFTA, replaced it with USMCA. MCA.
We'll see how that's going to go.
You know, he hit on that several times. He said, folks, it needs to be nonpartisan. Democrats need to vote for it. We need to get that passed.
15 minutes, or maybe that was an hour meeting.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like that.
Exactly. Manufacturing jobs. You touched on it earlier. 16,000 a month.
Unbelievable.
16,000 a month, folks are bringing back. What about, I don't know if you've talked about this with your husband, the right to try?
Love it. Yeah,
You've
sure.
You've got terminal patients out there. What's that mean, folks? They're going to die. And they can't have the ability to try something that's not fully FDA approved and vetted with all the testing that, you know, that's a 5 to 7 year process.
Sometimes much longer than that.
Yeah. So what Trump did is Trump said, we're going to give those folks access to these trial drugs. What can it hurt?
Right. What they have to lose.
It's like him talking to the black population. What do you got to lose voting for me? Nothing's worked for you in the past. Give me a try.
You don't have a job.
Same way with the right to try drug. He talked about his taking care of the vets. He created a choice for the vets.
What I really liked, thought it was funny, and he handled it well. He said, "And you don't have to pay in order to not pay for insurance." Remember that? And he set it up just perfectly. How do you like not paying for not buying insurance? The right to.
That's right. So you're talking about the fines that were imposed if you didn't pay, if you didn't have insurance. You had to, you paid a fine, right?
You
You didn't have it.
A big one.
Yeah.
I mean, some people couldn't afford that.
It was a progressive fine.
How could he get away with that? He did.
The only way that plan worked is if everybody, everybody was paying. What else did he talk about?
Another thing I loved what he said. I can promise you, I will never let you down. I will never let you down. He loves this country, and I thought, can you imagine Obama looking you in the eye and him saying, "I will never let you down"? He was so aloof. He didn't even think about letting us down or us at all. It was his progressive agenda that was pretty dangerous if you really look into it.
Yeah, Valerie Jarrett wouldn't let him pull that string. You know what resonated with me? He talked about the sanctuary cities and the abyss that they've become. We're going to get into that later. Trump wants to make this a sanctuary country for law-abiding citizens. What a refreshing thought that is, right?
Really great.
Where we apply the rule of law and have a sanctuary country where go ahead.
Well, I liked it when he was on that point, and he said, any person who believes in sanctuary cities, supports sanctuary cities, should not be allowed to run for president. Because that's a pretty far-fetched thing that will never happen, but it's really true, because they are ruining our country.
They are absolutely ruining this country. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
He talked about abortion, too. He talked about late-term abortion, especially. That could be really, really hot-button information around the time that we're going to have that 2020 election, based on everything that's kind of coming through the Supreme Court.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yeah.
About abortion, and for me, of course, everyone knows how I feel about that. I just can't believe it's gotten to this, and it's that big of an issue. Death after the baby's born, that kind of thing. But one thing he said, and it's true, and it was so simple at the end. He was wrapping up, and he said, "All this I'm saying is just common sense."
Right.
Common sense. Is that the truth or not?
When you talk about energy independence and clean air, how can that not be any more common sense? And we had this discussion out in California, and they're talking about, well, we need to. Why he got out of the Pacific agreement, and I said, Bruce and I sat here the other day, a week ago today, we sat here and Bruce went over the amount of coal plants that are being built around the world. India is a perfect example, and you can replicate that number almost to the T. 455 coal plants currently being built.
Wow.
In India. Now, what are we going to do if we say, okay, we're not going to have any more fossil fuels?
That's what Hillary said. They're just going to have to do something else. Remember, we're shutting those coal plants down.
And I thought to myself, you coming back to your common sense statement, just can you not put it in perspective and say, where are we going to be if we get rid of coal right now? You're not going to be able to plug in your cars, because where does that power grid come from? Where's the power come from that is put on the grid that you extract to charge the battery in your car? It comes from a coal-fired plant or a natural gas-fired plant. Two resources that have made us energy independent in this country. Did we ever think in the Jimmy Carter era when gas was $4 a gallon that we were going to be able to say we're energy independent? You remember
Never.
those days?
I do. Well,
1970.
we bought a house during that time.
Hey, we did too.
19% interest.
Yeah. 21 in Illinois.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
I know. What were we thinking, right?
You know, what were we thinking? Another thing I don't understand why the liberals can't see it as plain as day is that you've got Al Gore, Nancy Pelosi hopping on a private jet. Then they're telling us we can't take a boat to Europe. I mean, because we're going to have to give up everything. I mean, it's ludicrous. It's almost like a Laurel and Hardy show. I mean, sort of. If you weren't crying, you'd be laughing. But they stand up and say it, and then they'll say, "Well, you're taking all these. I have to because I'm so important.
Yeah.
I have to get there."
I can take a jet because I've got carbon footprint credits.
Oh my God, that all got paid to Al Gore.
Is that the most craziest thing you've ever heard? The carbon footprint I'm offsetting because I've got credits that I've earned. Give me a break, Al. Jesus. Anyway.
Whatever happened to him?
I think he's eating peanut butter and banana sandwiches somewhere.
Al Gore? No, it's caviar and champagne.
Yeah, that's probably true. Yeah, he's got to be then in Belgium with the people running the EU.
Well, they say Obama's sneaking around Italy. I haven't looked into them.
Oh, is that right?
He's over there with secret meetings because, you know, the Five Eyes that were involved in spying on the 5 countries involved on spying on the Trump campaign. Italy's one of them. And
is he over there paying them off to keep their mouth shut or what?
Or making some plans, but it's all secret.
Jeez. Trump finished up last night by talking about, you know, what they were going to try to do in the next administration. He said you're going to. He also said they were going to. They're very close to a cure on cancer. You know, I don't know if that's just a talking point. Biden threw it out there too. He guaranteed a cancer cure, but Trump also came out about guaranteeing school choice. Some of these schools are just an abomination. Some of the education that's put out there from the public side.
Do you know my daughter taught in not sure where it was when she first got out of college, and remember the school district that was just they were exposed, they went to jail, and so Allison taught at a school in Rome or somewhere. I really can't remember. It wasn't there. Anyway, she said, here she was right out of college. Georgia? Yeah, Georgia, but it wasn't Rome. It was not Dalton. It was wherever that school was. Yeah. I don't know. So she said, here she is grading papers. Some of the students, she was the only white person in the school, which is, she didn't mind. You know, here I am. They were grading papers. Some children would turn in a blank piece of paper, a blank piece, and she'd give it a 0. She was called into the principal's office and told, you cannot give a grade lower than 70. And she said, this is a blank piece of paper. You have to give, this was the main woman who was changing the grades. We didn't know. You have to give this. Oh, I remember that now, yeah. And she said, you know, I just don't feel comfortable with that. And she was put through, I mean, she got notes from the kids that had things with pictures of their drawings of people with X's. That means they're going to kill you. She was threatened. She called us. I'm terrified. I mean, it was terrible. And that's what many schools are going through. Yeah. You cannot give lower than 70.
Unbelievable.
On a blank sheet of paper. They couldn't read. I graded some of her papers with her one weekend. Couldn't make a sentence in the 10th grade.
That does, well.
I know. But that's true. I know that for firsthand.
That's a whole other show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trump finished up last night by saying that they're going to live and abide by the same values from 2.5 years ago. They're going to live by "In God We Trust." They're going to live by faith and family, not government. And those two got just a massive amount of support. I mean, think about it, folks. We live by "In God We Trust," and we focus on faith and family and not government. What a way to finish, huh?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And in the end, you want to say, I want to ask the Bidens and the Bernies and the Kamalas, how can you improve on the stock market's through the roof? You have all these jobs. You can buy a house now. Your income's gone up. What are they going? How are they going to say they're going to improve on that?
They're going to go back to the Mueller report. They're going to say there was collusion. They're going to say that he's an illegitimate president. Same old crap, different day, right?
Same old crap. But now, how much faith do you have in Bill Barr?
I'm still bullish on Bill.
Me too.
I'm still very bullish on him. I think I'm really looking forward to these reports coming out. I'm looking forward to see what action he takes on some of the just the criminality that's been so rampant.
Yep. And now they're releasing more and more emails, and there was more going on than we even thought in the first place, which was hideous.
Yeah.
And now it's worse.
Exactly.
Thank goodness for our Doug Collins. Isn't he doing a great job?
I love Doug Collins. He's a great, he's doing all he can. And he's biting hard.
He is.
So
that isn't easy up there on the hill, because he's got rhinos behind him.
Oh man, that
are stabbing him in the back.
Way too many. Mm-hmm. All right, we've chewed up an hour of your time here this morning, folks. I've had a good time so far.
I want everyone to write in and say, are we doing better than Diamond and Silk?
Burlap and rhinestone, right? Yeah, absolutely. We've had fun. We covered some ground. We did a little kind of a rehash. We kind of hit the high points. What stuck out in our mind. I still won't forget the image of Melania coming up in that yellow outfit. She's just so gorgeous in
the sun,
in her style and her demeanor and her presence, introducing the President of the United States, and she called him. It was kind of cool. My husband. Wasn't that cool?
Don't you see how she's gotten more
I got
confident?
goosebumps.
I do too. I do. You know who he sounded like? Chris Matthews.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Not running up my leg though.
But she's gotten so much more confident and strong.
Yeah.
And I love that. She had charge of that stage.
Right. And then, he recognized his entire family out there with the contribution that they've made.
Brave family.
And then Sarah Sanders.
Yeah.
Sarah Sanders.
Lovely woman.
That was just so cool. Anyway, we could go on and on, but we won't, because we've got to recognize some sponsors that are so important to the success of this network. Fetcher News wouldn't be where it is without the support of these folks. So please support the sponsors that support us. Take a look at these messages, and we'll be back. Talk a little bit about what's going on the left coast. All right? Take us to break, Josh.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's It's always Truck Month at Day Chevrolet in Jasper. And with our maximum discount guarantee, nobody else comes close. Now save up to $11,000 off Silverado crew cabs, or choose 0% financing for 72 months, or save up to $7,000 off Colorado crew cabs. The new truck selection is huge, and the discounts are unbeatable at Day Chevrolet in Jasper, where it's always Truck Month.
Better days ahead, Day Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ella, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Hey, we're back. We're still back. We didn't leave you, folks. We got another hour to cover here. Trying to take care of our boy Brian. He's off to the races. We've told you before he's hanging out somewhere in points unknown, but tomorrow he will be doing the show from a location yet to be shared. The location has been determined, but we don't know where he will be. So if you want a nice surprise in the morning, tune in, see if he's in a snowmobile suit or if he's in his cabana set, you know, matching shirt and pants. You remember those? That would be a nice look. Sitting around by the pool with a cabana set. Okay, anyway.
And a cigar.
And a cheap cigar, nonetheless, a cheap cigar. We covered Trump's campaign. I think we did a pretty good job on that, showing, talking about the high points, the low points, and I talked about me traveling out west. My grandson had the lead in a play, so it was Father's Day weekend, so we decided we'd go out there and see two of our four grandchildren and my daughter and her husband. We stayed with them. We had a great time. It was a quick trip. We were in on Friday, out on Monday morning, so we spent the weekend with them. LA Airport is probably about 40 minutes from where they live. So the easiest thing to do for us is we get in, we bang the Uber app and climb into a car, and you know, we get whisked off to their neighborhood. I had the most interesting time both ways. And Cindy and I both said, man, that was a little bit refreshing, wasn't it? And I didn't think I could do it again, but the second ride going back was even better. These were two immigrant gentlemen that had come legally, what a concept, huh? Legally to Los Angeles, both over 20 years ago. The ride to my daughter's house was a gentleman from Guatemala who was just an absolute delight. The ride back was a gentleman, 22 years in Los Angeles, from Nigeria. And both of these, I don't know if they were pulling our leg, but I don't think so, because they got in the weeds a little bit, and they knew, you know, you could tell that they pay attention. You know, and I would make casual comments just to kind of get them talking a little bit. You know, I say, well, geez, you know, we're from, where are you from? We're from Georgia. Oh, boy, a long way from home. Yeah. I said, you know, we keep hearing reports about the homeless Oh my God, don't get me started. Well, start. And both of them at the end of the conversations which was shocking to me. They said, we really wish that Trump would come out here and wake some of these people up to see what's going on, to expose it, and to try to, you know, that California used to be a red state.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember that.
Well, you know that when what was his name? Pete Wilson was governor, when Reagan was president, when Reagan was governor, that was a red state. Now, they say that it's not even worth Trump's time going out there.
He needs to go.
Rush covered that.
Yes.
And a couple of people called in and said, you know, we're from California. We wish he would come out here because there's a lot of closet cases. We vote for Trump. We don't think we're going to win. We don't think that we're going to make an electoral impact. But if he would come out there and just keep coming out there, you know, some of those people are going to come back around because a lot of them have just become ambivalent. And they just say, why should I go vote?
What happened to the New California movement? Seceding from California, the eastern part of California, is that still alive?
It did not
go any farther.
It didn't go.
I really thought that'd be a great idea. We got a New Mexico, we got a West Virginia. Let's have a New California.
What'd they call it?
I thought it was New California, but maybe I'm wrong.
Calexico or Mexicali or something like that.
Maybe they put Mexico in there.
No, they. I remember that they had kind of the valley and you know all of the red areas, all of the conservative areas.
East. Away from the
exactly,
coast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it was so interesting to hear these guys say, you know, we've got too much homelessness. We've got our gas prices are going up again, 6 cents a gallon, July 1st. The highest gas prices in the country, the highest tax rates in the country, and they've got money in the bank. You know, they've got a surplus, but I don't know what they're spending it on, which then dovetailed into a piece that came out on Tucker Carlson's show the other night, by a guy, Victor Hansen, who you and I both think is absolutely brilliant. He's part of the Hoover Institute, and he compared California now to a third world state.
He pretty much established the fact that it was a third year.
When you look at the criteria of, okay, third world was something that came out in the Cold War, right? That term was coined in the Cold War when they said that these are third world nations, and how do you define those third world nations? One of them is by the number of classes of people. You know, we think of ourselves as having basically three classes of people. We have the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class. Well, third world nations usually only have two classes, right?
We even have upper middle and lower middle.
You're
and
right.
Lower.
You're right. We have several classes.
We do.
Yeah.
Which is the way it should be. I mean, everyone can't be rich and everyone can't be poor.
That's right. In a capitalist environment.
Yeah. You can choose to work hard. You can choose. That's another whole program.
Right.
But,
and then as we moved into today, we think of a third world as somewhat of a demeaning word. Well, you're nothing but a third world country.
He lists these. They were usually starving, for one thing. They had predictably corrupt government, which is what they do. Think of all of them. Non-existent applicability to the law. The law, that's these sanctuary states, illegals with driver's license, they're just thumbing their nose at the law. So that
no rule of law being followed.
No rule of law. 2 rather than 3 classes. And this one is really scary. The return of medieval diseases. And I didn't realize so many were in California.
They're rampant. Typhoid.
Malaria, I think. And it was what else did it say was coming back? Typhoid. I mean, But there were some more really big ones.
That was-
I'll find it.
That was in there.
Yeah, it was.
Poor social services, a pre-modern infrastructure, lack of security, poor transportation, failing grid.
Massive out immigration. People are fleeing California. They're fleeing Venezuela. The middle class, they're out of. They can't afford to live there.
Right, right.
Nor do they
right.
want to.
21st century California fits the definition according to Victor.
Mm-hmm.
He says that despite having the nation's most amenable climate, most beautiful and diverse geography, I mean, think about California. You've been out there a lot.
Endless, beautiful.
Major natural ports facing the dynamic Asian economies, rich in timber, agriculture, mining, energy, blessed with a prior century's inheritance of effective local and state government. And what have they done?
What have they done? It's gone.
The 21st century California is both the poorest and the richest state in the union. You know, figure that out.
Right.
A quarter of the population lives below the poverty line. Another fifth is categorized as near the poverty level. Facts not true during the later 20th century.
Economy is the largest in the U.S.
Yeah.
And
it's larger than a lot of countries.
So you have people on the streets, feces on the street, needles on the street, and you have Feinstein, Stein, you've got Speaker of the House, live there, they walk through it, and they want to give free medical to illegal aliens. Do they care about, why aren't we bringing that up more, really? Why aren't we having them answer?
Well,
Will that happen in the campaign?
That was the position that Rush and some of these people were saying. None of it gets talked about.
No.
You don't hear any of that on the talk shows in California.
Why don't we ask them that? Why don't the Republicans make that a big issue?
Right. Why don't they go out and say, you know, there's 150,000 homeless people in this state, which is 22% of the entire population that's homeless.
That's
all in
amazing.
One confined area.
And you know, aside from the rich and famous being all the way over to the left, they've brainwashed the middle income people to believe the same, and they've shamed them into it. They want to divide us. But if just those facts were brought out simply to the middle class,
right,
that think they're so smart because they want to be LBGTYXUZ2. I mean, you know, I think those people, because they aren't just around the neck being pulled, they could make a decision. They could say, you know, this doesn't sound right. The upper class isn't going to do it because they're in total control. They get all the money. But I think that we could educate the middle of the road people. We being the right.
Some of the
Don't you?
Yeah, some of the things that were some of the things that were so poignant in this article. You had talked about disease, fleas, lice, rats. You know, they're talking about possible dark age outbreaks of the plague or worse.
Right, there it is.
Yeah.
That's
Hepatitis
terrifying.
A. Typhus, along with outbreaks of infectious hepatitis A, are in the news in California streets. It's just amazing. And what does the high tech do? They don't clean up. They don't try to do something about that. What they do is they create apps for people to be able to avoid human feces so that they can walk around it and not in it. Isn't that just, I mean, that just tells you where the priorities are. One of the things that you brought up earlier, right here, which is just, it's kind of funny. Read that there in California Logic.
So they electronically warn tourists about, he says hoi polloi, I love that.
Yeah.
How to avoid walking blindly into piles of
That's the
sidewalk
app.
excrement.
Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine they spent the money to develop that, when if we walk down that, you feel for these people.
Oh.
And
Look at the next
The
one.
logic, public defecation. This is the one that is going to blow your mind. Public defecation butts up against, no pun intended, sorry.
Right.
Butts up against progressive tolerance. So it is exempt from the law.
Did you hear that, folks? Public defecation is exempt from the law.
Hello, you get in Georgia, if your guy gets out and pees on the tire, they can get arrested.
Exactly.
For
yeah.
indecent exposure. Yet for a suburbanite to build a patio without a permit, for example, costs one dearly in fines. Indeed, a new patio without a permit can be deemed more dangerous to the public health than piles of excrement in the public workplace. That is unbelievable.
Yeah. And they talked about what it would take to build bathrooms. I don't know how many $1 billion it was going to take to provide bathrooms. And it's a real problem. I mean, these people don't have any, they're homeless. They've made tent cities, and they got no place to go to the bathroom.
And they spent all those million, trillion, billions on that dadgum fast rail.
To
it
nowhere.
Doesn't go anywhere
Right.
and didn't finish.
Yeah, and they're trying to finish that now. They're trying to, put lipstick on that pig.
Yeah, they are.
And make it run from, I don't know, somewhere to Mendocino or something. Encino.
all those names run
Mendocino.
together.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, the infrastructure is crumbling. I can attest to that. I'm telling you, the roads are terrible. The roads are absolutely terrible. 6-cent gas price going up.
They have bottlenecks with all those people. I know in the they aren't widening the roads.
Right.
They've been trying to widen them for 20 years
Right.
and they can't quite do it.
He talks about in here how it is much like Greece
Yeah.
in years past with the
Greece.
infrastructure. We're talking about brownouts. Be prepared for brownouts. What does that tell you? That tells you the infrastructure and the grid system in that state is so far behind. It's just amazing. It's just amazing how you see what's been, the way people are created out there. And what California has done in the Silicon Valley and with the Amazons and the Googles and the Microsoft, it's created this little ribbon of ultra wealthy people who
have
are able
no compassion.
Right, who are able to then adapt these progressive thoughts, but they don't have to subject themselves to them.
That's exactly right.
Right?
Do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
Exactly.
They are billionaires.
Right.
If two of them got together, they could build a high rise for the homeless. There's a lot of things they could do.
Yep.
And they don't do any of it.
Exactly. He says it's an eerie experience to see America's once premier state, currently at its supposed acme, now resemble Greece of the kernels a half a century ago. Greek public restrooms, once notorious, are far more sanitary than those at rest stops in Fresno, San Francisco, or L.A.
I can't believe
You've been
you're
to
saying
Greece,
this.
haven't you?
I have been to Greece.
Yeah.
Just the fact that this is a fact is it boggles my mind.
Right. I mean, a perfect example of the grid system, how antiquated it is, it's causing those forest fires.
Yes, it is.
Pacific Gas and Light
Started the big one.
declare bankruptcy. They couldn't even continue because of the carnage that they caused, the death and destruction that was caused by that last fire. It was incredible.
Were they held responsible in any way as far as money to the people who lost all their homes and their insurance? Do you know?
I believe so.
Repercussions?
That's why they declared bankruptcy. They were trying to.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, they declared Chapter 11, and then I think they just filed for Chapter 7, which means dissolution. I think. I don't know how the public utilities work, but let's see. California prison systems are a mess. Sanctuary cities ensure that illegal aliens charged with crimes will not be deported. What's wrong with that picture?
Everything.
I'm telling you. Epidemic crime has increased. San Francisco has the highest property crime rate per capita of any major city.
Tell me.
The highest property crime rate.
So I have property in San Francisco. I'm living there. I can be broken into 3 times a week.
By an illegal.
Conceivably by an illegal alien. And I vote for them.
And is that
what?
What's wrong with that? That's why I'm saying, DJT, head to the left coast, man. You can make an impact. You can make an impact.
He talks in their language. He has energy oozing out of him, and I'll tell you what else is oozing out of him is love for this country, and that's a fact.
And that's genuine too. People think it's some of the progressives say, "Oh, that's all a show." Baloney. This guy had it made. He had a privately held company. He had his family working with him. He could come and go as he pleased. But what does he do? He jumps into public service without taking a damn dime for it.
$1.
$1. Oh, yeah. Oh, my God.
Takes $1.
Hey, Morty, you got the dollar. You win the dollar, Morty. But, so, yeah, you're right. He loves the country. He absolutely loves the country. My kids are literally you can't even fathom what private schools cost out in California. And let me tell you, if you don't go to a private school, you don't get an education. It's it's the bottom of the heap in national rankings in California.
Unbelievable. The premier schools, of course, colleges are great, he says.
Oh, yeah.
They recruit people from the cream of the crop
they
of
cherry
the country.
pick. You're talking about the Stanfords, and you're talking about
UCLA's.
Exactly.
Berkeley, God forbid.
Good night. The Department of Motor Vehicles, the worst public service entity in the U.S. The graft and the greed and the corruption within the DMV. My goodness, they
sell places in line.
They sell slots.
They sell slots. You can join. Pay. They decide who gets them and who doesn't just on. This guy said he stood in line. Hanson stood in line, and when he got there, this woman had on some kind of T-shirt that was
the union, SEIU.
Yeah, and he says,
the Service Workers Union.
Is that kind of appropriate? He stood in line for hours, he said, and then he got there and he asked her, was that appropriate? And she said, do you want served or
You still want to be served, sir? Give me a break, right?
Give me a break.
I'm telling you.
Give me a break. And remember, look at this one about the water reserves. California has water issues. They could build, it says, like 100,000 acre water reserve or something.
With the runoff?
With the runoff, and they refuse to do it.
Yeah.
Why do the people stand for it?
They
still have a chance.
That's exactly
to have
right.
a vote.
That's exactly right. I mean,
it boggles your mind.
Yep. Highest basket of taxes, sales, gas, income in the nation's history. 27% of the people that live there weren't even born there.
Right.
It's just amazing. But
there's a man who's made, in Plano, Texas, where my mother lives, there's a man who came from Texas, and he's become very wealthy because he finds jobs for California refugees. They come to Texas, he has the in on these people, and he gets them jobs because they're just coming in droves from California.
Unbelievable. Well, we're sorry to present all of that doom and gloom for the left coast, but I got to tell you that it's just.
One thing I would presume to tell Donald Trump, he hit on it last night. He said, everybody go out and vote. Just go vote. But I would take it further. I would say, every one of you, make sure you get one other person to go with you. Make sure, and he says that every rally, every campaign speech. And people are going to hear it, and they're going to say, well, I got to go make sure one more person's going to vote. I think that would be pretty effective.
I do too. As long as you can control the vote.
Well, they don't have any friends in our government.
No, I understand.
How many liberal friends do you have? You can't even have a dinner party.
You really can't. You really can't.
Right.
And you can't pick your relatives.
We try.
And you can't pick your relatives, and
you can't pick them.
I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah, but
I'm not even going to go there.
We
right?
understand so clearly. I don't know what everyone else's problem is.
Yeah, where is everybody? Anyway, well, we ran California into the ground, so it was really interesting though to hear the perspective of those two gentlemen that have come over and made a living and made a life for themselves. They did it the right way. What a concept! If you don't have borders, you don't have a country, right. And they were the first to say it. And you know, the guy from Guatemala, I said, "Do you go back there?" He says, "Yeah, it's sad to go back there." He said, but you know, it's still, at the end of the day, it needs to be done legally. And I thought, man, there maybe is some hope.
You know, if you don't have borders, you don't have a country. That's another obvious, then that's true. So the Democrats don't want a country. They want, there's already grids and maps drawn up of how they're going to make Americas and divide the world up into regions.
The big push for the Democrats is trying to anoint D.C. as a state and Puerto Rico as a state. And what will that do? It'll give them Senate control because of the density of left-leaning politics in those two areas. It'll give them Senate control, and if that happens, we're in trouble.
We are in trouble. The thought of it, and we're relatively young for this day and age. We have, if we take care of ourselves, we're going to live 20 more years probably, or 15, and we're going to see either the rebirth of our country or the demise of our country. Yeah. We're going to see one or the other.
Who was it? What was the sports guy that said, "If I'd have known how to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself"? I think that was Mickey Mantle, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he was
Poor
a hard
guy.
liver. He played hard and lived hard. But anyway, we need to take a break, and when we come back, we'll keep it on the lighter side. I got a couple of little factoids, and I'm gonna check Jane on.
Oh dear.
Yeah, think about your favorite vegetables and what you hate and what you love. They did a survey. It was posted this morning. It's going to be amazing.
Do I look like I hate anything that goes in there?
Just give me that Eggs Benedict, right?
Yeah.
All right, we got another break for the cause here. We're going to support support those that support Fetcher News. Brian will be back tomorrow morning. He's going to be on location, secret location. We don't know where he's going to be yet, but we'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll close it out here with the last 15 minutes and keep it a little bit on the lighter side. No more talking about defecation in the streets and fines for not having a patio permit, okay?
Right.
Take us to break, Josh.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
It's It's always Truck Month at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And with our maximum discount guarantee, nobody else comes close. Now save up to $11,000 off Silverado crew cabs, or choose 0% financing for 72 months, or save up to $7,000 off Colorado crew cabs. The new truck selection is huge, and the discounts are unbeatable at Days Chevrolet in Jasper, where it's always Truck Month.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Circuit World, with multiple locations to serve you in Murphy and Franklin, North Carolina, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and Ella, Georgia. Locally owned and operated since 1985. Appliances, electronics, and furniture. Name brand products like LG, Samsung, Dell, Whirlpool, Ashley, Catnapper, and more. No credit check, only 10% down on furniture, and only $10 down on any new lease purchase. Mention FYN10 for your special deal today at Circuit World.
Do you feel like healthcare has become too impersonal?
3 times an hour, I'll get you in, I'll get you out.
At Lifetime Medical Center, you're more than a number. We get to know you, not just your medical issues. Dr. Alana Kent is board certified in family practice and offers same-day appointments. She and her staff treat conditions from minor to chronic issues. Lifetime Medical Center, convenient to Jasper and Blue Ridge.
This may sting a little.
Welcome to Mountain Valley Motors. Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles available, plus a wide selection of quality used vehicles. Located at 7535 Appalachian Highway in Blue Ridge, we treat the needs of each individual customer with paramount concern. We know that you have high expectations, and as a car dealer, we enjoy the challenge of meeting and exceeding those standards each and every time. Allow us to demonstrate our commitment to excellence. Our experienced sales staff is eager to share its knowledge and enthusiasm with you. We encourage you to browse our online inventory, schedule a test drive, and investigate financing options. Visit us online or call us at 706-516-1053.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
All righty, folks, home stretch. We got the last commercials out of the way, and now we're just going to let's keep it a little bit light in the last few minutes. Yeah, we've covered some. Anyway, we've covered
Pretty important facts.
Before I forget, I want to thank my dear wife for my Father's Day present. It is I don't know if you can see it out there. It is the Unfreedom of the Press by Mark Levin, the great one, right? Is he not wonderful?
He is the great one.
This is supposed to be a great read. It just came in the mail, so I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, dear. Thank you for my Father's Day gift. Vegetables.
Yum.
Making you hungry?
Yes.
They did a study. Of course they did. No, they actually took a survey.
Oh.
Most popular and least popular vegetables. Okay? There were 3 in the top. What do you think the most popular, and I'm not going to let you see these.
Okay, I don't want to
see.
see.
The most popular vegetable
like
with an overwhelming 91.4% of people like this vegetable.
Potato.
The second in line, 91.2.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, it's probably the starchy ones, potatoes. It's not broccoli, because, Bush didn't like broccoli, so everyone thought it was horrible. I'm just going to say potatoes and corn and...
You got it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't look, I swear to God.
I know you didn't. But you're right, the starchy ones.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
corn
what
is...
people would love, they'd vote on. I mean, what's not to like?
What's not to like about a potato?
Oh, my gosh,
I mean,
And corn.
What's your favorite kind of potato?
Oh, my gosh.
In a prepared manner.
Yeah. Well, I love potatoes so much. It's really hard. It's whatever I'm eating at the time.
See, we got baked,
which
we got
I like
French
it loaded.
Fried, we got potato chips.
Oh yeah, and then we have the little ones that are boiled.
A peeled raw potato. Josh just threw. Don't forget a peeled raw potato.
I eat them. Have you ever eaten a raw potato?
No.
They're fabulous.
Josh, have you eaten a raw potato?
Of course, he's a country boy.
Put salt on it.
Yes?
You can't eat too much though, or it'll mess with your stomach.
He said you can't eat too much; it'll mess with your stomach.
I never ate, but I would always eat raw potatoes.
That's that Arkansas girl coming out in you.
It is. I got funny vegetable stories when I lived in New Jersey, if we have time.
Corn was the number one.
Corn.
91.4%.
Corn on the cob.
Favorability rating for corn.
Corn on the
cob.
Corn on the cob. Over it. Salt and
on
pepper
off the grill. Salt, pepper, and butter. What's that? Roasted corn. Whether it be, you know what? A lot of people, they'll soak it and they'll do it with the husk on it and put it on the grill.
Good.
Not me.
That's
like almost like steaming it. I take the husk off, put it right on the fire.
I like it anyway.
Right on the fire.
I like it raw. How about you? Raw corn.
Raw corn in a salad is good.
Well, I was with a family member of Bill's that had a big farm of corn, and I couldn't wait. I picked a piece of corn right there in the field, and I took the husk off, and I started eating that corn. And that man looked at me like I was crazy. I said, "You own this cornfield you've never eaten. It is so sweet and so juicy. Raw corn right off the cob."
The third.
Yeah.
There was a tie.
The third. Oh, a
but
tie.
I'm not going to give
beans.
it to one of them because it's not. They say tomatoes. That's a fruit.
Vegetable. I think it's a fruit. No one knows that, but you and I.
Exactly.
But you and me. Did you
That's
catch
it? That's funny. You know what that third one is? 89% of the people liked it, and they said this and tomatoes.
Squash.
Carrots.
Carrots.
We forget about carrots, huh?
Well, I have a carrot story.
Talk to me.
I was a Girl Scout. Hated carrots. Went to camp. Big camp overnight.
Yeah.
We got our tents. We hopped out to the woods. The biggest rain I had ever seen to that time.
It always never fails, right?
We were starving. We couldn't start our campfire. Sorry. I did have a curved bar, but it wasn't on that trip. Came back to camp, and the only thing left in the kitchen was cooked carrots. We were starving. I went, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I ate them like they were going out of style, and I loved them ever since.
No kidding.
So my trick is when my grandkids, I don't like so-and-so, you just get them real hungry. You keep them down at the lake, you keep them swimming, you bring them up and feed them something they say they don't like. It works a lot of the time.
That's great.
Carrots.
Onions and green beans came in at an 87. I wouldn't think onions would because
Me either. I wouldn't have thought of onions.
I love onions.
You know what my mother always says? Jane, if you've been busy and you hadn't gotten dinner started, your husband comes in from work, says just before it, you put an onion in the skillet and start cooking it. He doesn't ask what's for dinner. He thinks you're cooking. You don't know what you're going to cook, but you put an onion in the skillet and go from there.
I'm learning all kinds of tricks here. How to get my grandkids to eat carrots. You know how to.
Hush your hubby up.
I do all the cooking now, so maybe
will
that's
you
what
marry me? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, you know,
You love it.
Cindy did it for the first half, and then
that's
I'm doing it
good.
for the second half. That's what I told her about changing diapers too. You get them for the first 10 years. I'll take them for the second 10 years. How's that? It worked.
That worked out pretty well.
It worked out well.
But how do you? I mean, I get tired of thinking of the menu. I mean, thinking of something different.
And it
to
never
cook.
fails that you always ask, what do you want for dinner tonight? And we just finished lunch. And we're both going, I'm not even hungry. I can't even think.
Yeah.
So we gotta figure out what the worst.
The
worst.
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb is a.
Is it not a veggie? I don't know what it is. You put it in strawberry pie, but it grows on a stalk.
Yeah, like celery.
Yeah.
I wonder if rhubarb is a fruit or a vegetable. I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
We will. Least favorite.
The least favorite in the group.
Okra.
That wasn't on the
Nobody
list.
but the South can eat okra. That's a funny story.
Cindy doesn't like okra, and she's
Oh,
raised in Memphis. She said it's too slimy. I like fried okra.
Oh, I like fried okra. I like boiled okra.
You're an okra girl.
You know that little pickled okra?
I like those.
I'm an okra girl.
What about Brussels sprouts?
Love 'em.
21%.
Yeah, I can believe that. You know, if you
They've
don't,
become very in vogue if you grill them these days.
it's fabulous. But you need fresh ones. Getting frozen, forget it. They're mush. You have to have fresh
Brussels sprouts.
Yeah, and steam them yourself or grill them. They're delicious.
Second to the last was radishes.
Really?
You know, I can't even remember the last radish. And I'll never forget my grandmother used to put
I love
radishes
'em.
out with everything.
You know, they had the relish trays, remember?
Yeah, and it always have radishes on there.
Bill doesn't like radishes, so I don't buy them, but I like them.
You know what really surprised me that came in this low was beets. Do you like beets?
Love them.
I love
told
beets.
you, I love beets.
I've come to like
love
beets. I never liked beets as a kid.
Me either. Well, we never had many beets. But I would have liked them had we got butter, salt and pepper. I prefer them. I don't
So it's a
mind them
transfer
pickled.
mechanism for the butter, huh?
Yeah.
That's
That's the story about like pancakes. Give me
crab
the butter.
meat, crab meat, lobster. Just a transfer mechanism for the butter,
I
right?
wish you hadn't put it that way. 'Cause that's the truth.
That's what I tell my wife. She says, I really love some crab legs, and I got to have melted butter. I said, why don't you get the melted butter? You know, get a straw or something like that.
Yeah. That works. Let me tell you an okra story. Out of college, I went to New Jersey to work in a bank.
Jersey?
Yeah, Jersey. Cinnaminson, New Jersey, and I was engaged, and I got a job in a bank, and those young women in that bank, they weren't too friendly. They don't come up like we do, say, hey, how you doing, where you from? No. They didn't really talk to me for a week.
This was in Jersey now.
In Jersey.
They come up and say, hey, how you doing?
Yeah, they didn't even say that for 2 weeks. They just looked at me, and they kept looking at me. And one day they came around my desk, and they said, can I ask you a personal question? And I'm thinking, you haven't said, you know what to me, and now you want to ask me
Now
a
you want to
personal
talk about
question. I said, sure. You know what they asked me?
No.
Is there such a thing as okra?
That was personal?
They did not believe there was such a thing. And I said, well, yes, there is. And they said, have you actually ever eaten any of it? That's a true story. That's a true story.
That's like Joe Pesci as my cousin Vinny comes to the Alabama town. He said, what is a grit? Have you actually ever eaten a grit?
Oh, Lordy.
You remember? Do you remember that movie?
I saw it, but you remember every
Oh my
line.
gosh! Oh, that movie
Yeah.
was so good.
It was.
A couple other quick
All
things. Great truths that adults have learned.
Vote Republican.
Wrinkles don't hurt. Let's see. Raising teenagers is like nailing Jell-O to a tree.
That is the truth.
Middle age is when you choose your cereal for fiber, not the toy.
Or the taste, may I say.
Here you go. Great truths about growing old. Are we growing old? No, we're growing. We're just growing.
But we're getting there.
Growing old is mandatory. Growing up is optional.
Yeah, that's cute.
Forget the health food. I need all the preservatives I can get. When you fall down, you wonder what else you can do while you're down there.
That's
That's good. Yeah. While I'm down here, do I need to do anything else? Because it's going to be a bear to get up.
Right.
You're getting old when you get the same sensation from a rocking chair that you once got from a roller coaster.
Oh.
Time may be a great healer, but it's a lousy beautification.
Amen.
Wisdom comes with age, but sometimes age comes alone. Okay, let me just read you, to close, let me just read you the 4 stages of life, all right?
Pubae, worm, caterpillar. No, I'm wrong. Okay, go ahead.
You believe in Santa Claus.
No.
No, this is not a yes or a no.
I know. I thought I'd
This
throw
is
in a little-
multiple choice. 4 stages of life, once again. You believe in Santa Claus, that's number 1. You don't believe in Santa Claus. Success is not peeing in your pants.
That's really good.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, that's funny. My 13-year-old grandson said to me this weekend, you know, I just turned 13 and it really wasn't that big of a deal. I mean, he was waiting on his brain to feel differently.
Right,
I'm
right.
a teenager.
Yeah.
He said,
Some big
It wasn't
revelation.
what it's made out to be. I'm thinking, well, now there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cute.
What a letdown, turn into be a teenager.
Oh,
huh?
yeah.
All right,
been
folks.
fun.
Well, we've had a really good time this morning. Anyway, I have. I hope you have.
I've had a great time.
We had a good time. The 2 hours went fast, in spite of the fact that Jane was forced to get up at 6 a.m. this morning. But at least we've got
Only
a
for
nap
this
in
guy.
Jane's future, and maybe
45 minutes.
and maybe
I'll
some
be-
eggs Benedict.
Bill will say, I get my feet on the same level as my head. Not really.
Anyway, we appreciate Brian letting us sit in for him. We're going to be back with you, Jane and myself, on Friday.
Yes.
At Sycamore Crossing, and I think we'll have a couple of special surprises for you that day for the show. But Brian's going to be on location tomorrow. Josh, we really appreciate you managing the board back there and keeping us on the straight and narrow. We always enjoy being with Josh. He does such a fantastic job. Support those sponsors out there for us, folks. They're what makes this show possible. And Jane?
Yes.
You want to say goodnight to say goodbye to all the folks? While we sign off, you want to say goodbye to everybody?
Sure. We're going to sing this in unison?
No, we're
or
not going to sing
parts?
anything. We're just going to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.